Lolly ho internet, this is the Orpig coming to you, and today I wanted to do a video on losing weight versus weightlifting to target certain problem areas. Okay, so first and foremost, like I said in the ab workout video before this, is that diet is 80% of it. Okay, the vast majority for you to reach your goals, whatever they may be, but in this case a lot of times it's losing weight for many of us. Diet is the key, and people don't want to hear that. They want to hear that there's a magic pill or a magic exercise that they can just do and that'll solve all the problems, but it's not. It's diet and nutrition. So that's 80% of it. To lose weight, to see results in the gym, it's all about your diet and nutrition, and you have to educate yourself on that. For the most part, we know what the good foods are to eat. We just choose not to because it's more convenient to eat unhealthy food. Okay, so diet's number one. The next thing, the biggest mistake that people make is again with abs and everything, but there's other things that people target the areas where they want to lose weight, and that's just not going to happen. Take for example with abs. Okay, there's so much information, I didn't get everything into the video that I wanted to, but if you target your abs because you want to lose weight, well, if anything, you're going to increase the size of your waist. Why? Because you're working those muscles and you're toning them and you're making them bigger. Hence why you see the six-pack even though you have subcutaneous fat underneath your skin before the muscle. You might be able to see the six-pack because you've increased the size of the muscle, and that's no different than your shoulders, your arms, your chest, all over. Okay, you see them because you swell that muscle. So if you swell your ab muscles, that's what's going to happen. Now, don't freak out or think that you're going to look like the big bodybuilders of today that are up on stage. They have that condition to where they look like they're pregnant yet they got a six-pack, right? That's from all the steroids and insulin and stuff that they're taking. So that's not going to happen to you, all right? So don't fear also just because I work abs I'm going to get this huge gut that's going to have a six-pack but it's going to grow all big. That's not the case. I'm just saying you can't just sit there and do 1,000 crunches and think I'm going to lose weight because I'm doing things in this area. It can help you. Like for instance, most people don't want those granny arms, right? That heavy fat that's hanging down, which is your tricep muscle right here. So you can absolutely work your tricep muscle to tone that up. Now, is it going to cause you to lose fat there? No, absolutely not. You have to do diet and nutrition to lose the weight. But once you start to lose that weight, if you don't have this area tight in your tricep, you're gonna have that jiggle. You're gonna have all that loose fat there hanging. Whereas if you work out while you're losing weight and you tone up that tricep muscle right here, then you're not gonna have that fat that jiggles underneath here because you've toned it up. And once you lose the fat, you'll be able to see that. But if you don't tone up that muscle, then yeah, you're gonna have loose hanging skin that you were working out to get rid of in the first place. The next part is cardio. So when people want to lose weight, almost everybody turns to cardio. And it's important you understand what cardio does to your body and not so much that this is the magic thing to do to lose weight. Cardio burns a lot of calories in a short amount of time. So people do this. Why? Because it's efficient for us if you're under time management, right? I only got like 30 minutes or so to work out. I can go on a run and I can burn maybe 500, 600, maybe 800 calories in that short period of time. Whereas I weightlifted, I might only burn like maybe 200, all right, if that much. Depends on how hard you work out. It all depends on the individual and how much effort they put in, okay? And cardio is no different. If you go running, but yet you're more at a brisk pace of a walk, you're not burning as many calories as the guy who's running harder, okay? A lot of people feel like cardio eats your gains, right? Your gains of your muscles, and that's not what cardio does. Like that creates this image as though when you run, your body is actually depleting your muscles, and that's not what happens. What happens is if you're doing cardio, you have to make sure that you're increasing your intake of calories and nutrients. Why? Because your body is going to recover from that cardio exercise. Now, cardio, what do we use? You use your cardiovascular system, right? Your lungs, your heart, and all that blood pumping around to your body. That is what you're using when you do cardio for the most part. You're also using your legs, stuff, depending on what kind of cardio you're doing, bike, stairs, running. But for the most part, we're using our legs. for cardio, but you're using that cardiovascular system. So now when you get to recovery, again, like I've talked in earlier videos, what's more important to your body? Do you think your heart and lungs are more important to your body, or do you think getting 20-inch bicep guns is more important to your body? No, your lungs and your heart, they are the paramount vital necessity organ for you to live. So all your nutrients, all your recovery is going to that. Is going to your heart, which is a muscle, as well as to your lungs to heal those up. All right. Now, cardio is very important for weightlifting. Okay, it helps you to deal with the lactic acid that your muscles build up when you're working out. So by having a good cardiovascular system with that blood flow, you are able to convert that lactic acid that your body is getting rid of as you work out, yet your muscles basically excrete out, and it's converting that to energy. Okay, it more efficiently does that if you have a better cardio system. So cardio is very important, but it's important to realize that it's not eating your muscles. Okay, it's actually beneficial to your muscles, but you don't want to do them at the same time. All right, not if you're trying to grow muscle. So the last thing is they've got this new HIIT, right? Which HIIT is high intensity interval training. So that is maybe, for instance, the biggest example I know of is like running again. So what they say is, you know, maybe you try to run for a minute and then walk for a minute. And it depends on your level. Some people might only be able to run for 30 seconds and then they have to walk for 2 minutes and then run for 30 seconds. You know, it's sprint for 30 seconds, just high intensity as hard as you can go. And what they've seen is that burns just as many calories as you just spacing it out and running over time. The important thing is that you're working your cardiovascular system and you're getting your body to deal with that lactic acid that your muscles are expelling out. Okay, I've always been of the believer, and this is just my opinion, that if you do cardio, you should do cardio and weightlifting separate. You shouldn't run before you work out. You shouldn't run after you work out. But you should do cardio like maybe in the morning and in the evening work out, or vice versa. Work out in the morning and run in the evenings. But you should completely change them up. Why? So your body can recover fully from one before you move on to the next one. They do benefit each other, but I don't see where you need to do them together for any kind of benefit, because again, if you're doing them together, your body is going to prioritize recovering your cardiovascular system before it starts feeding your muscles with nutrients. Okay, and I mean, that's why I've never been a big proponent of CrossFit, but that's me. It helps a lot of people. It will help you get toned. You're not going to build muscle. It's important to understand that. The biggest CrossFitters out there are guys that understand the discipline of weightlifting and bodybuilding and practice CrossFit. There is nobody who does solely CrossFit and gets to be huge and gigantic, okay? And that's because it does a lot of complex movements, but it's using a lot of your cardiovascular together with weightlifting, and you're not going to build muscle that way because your body's going to prioritize recovering your cardiovascular over your muscles. Okay, so remember that diet and nutrition is number one. Be sure you like, subscribe the video, let me know in any comments if there's any questions or things you want to hear about, and I'll see you again next time. Bye. Alright, if you stuck around, it's time for another What's on My Set List? So today's song is an old song, but it's by a group that I enjoyed listening to a lot of, and that's Pantera, and the song is Walk. So it's a heavy metal, hard song. They were one of the first heavy metal bands that I really got into, and I enjoyed a bunch of their songs. So, I mean, if you like this music, they are a good band to look up a bunch of their songs and put them on your set list. All right? Be sure you let me know in the comments if you like any songs for your set list, and I'll see you again.